Hi, I'm doing my experience at the Big Bang concert, and this is not going to be short. So, I don't know. Maybe you can just fast forward if you don't want to listen to the whole thing. I listened to someone else's, which was a half hour long. A lot of times I listen at work while I'm doing stuff with my hands. So, uh, this is targeted more towards the person who might be doing homework or something and listen to me talk in the background. There's I'm gonna do another video which shows my videos from it, but this is the talking about it. It's November 13th. I waited a couple days because I wanted to process it and have more of a clear thought on what I'm gonna tell you. And I also offer a different angle than most people. Most people are probably a girl from like 13 to 25 years old, and they're talking about shirts being ripped off and stuff like that. Well, that's not me because I'm an older American guy watching it, and so my review is not going to be like, or experience is not going to be like, oh my god. So so I offer a different perspective. So I'm kind of go chronological. So first thing is I don't like to be spoiled, as in knowing what's going to happen in a concert or a movie or something like that. So usually I try not to know anything and just experience the whole thing as it is. And I think that was pretty true for 2NE1, and I'll be mentioning them here or there. So for 2NE1, I didn't know a lot of what was going to go on. For this one, because I went with my kids. I went with my 13-year-old daughter and my 11-year-old son, which some people got to meet there. And I felt it better if I knew the stages of what's going to happen at the concert and stuff. So what I did is I followed the concerts, the LA concerts. I literally spent 2 nights talking to people at the concert, seeing over 140 pictures, which are other videos. I put them all in a video and put it up on here if you want to see them. And I had a good idea of what's going on. I understood what was going on with VIP and all that. So it made it good, but it also spoiled some of the stuff. Like, and sometimes I pronounce their names wrong. Top, Daesung, Taeyong, GD, and Seungri. So if I say it wrong, I say it wrong. Sometimes I pronounce it wrong. So I knew about Daesung with the wings and all that, which kind of would have been maybe neat if I didn't know about that. But I was prepared for the kids, and I knew what to do. I knew where I was going to stand for the concert and the VIP and all that. So I think it helped me be prepared, but it kind of took away some of the surprises. Um, the weather, and I'll probably do another video comparing the concerts and stuff, but it's when I took the kids out of school for Friday for a concert. That's me as a dad taking them out. And this is kind of like our yearly vacation. I usually bring them somewhere once a year or twice a year. So 2 years ago we did a Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade, and we saw Justin Bieber at the Today Show. Last year I brought him to the KBS concert, October I think 11th in New Jersey, and then this year I brought him to this. So I was like, and the 2NE1 concert really helped me prepare for this concert, and that was kind of the focus of what 2NE1 was. Okay, I'm going by myself. If I bring my kids, what's going to happen? So I knew if I flew, it was going to cost too much, but I was still debating. But after buying those tickets, I had no money. So when Thursday was our travel day, I picked them up after school. We hid down 4 o'clock, and it was raining, and that was one of the concert nights. And I was like glad that we didn't fly because there was a lot of cancellations at the airport on that day, and it was raining and stuff. On the way down, we were looking at Twitter, and we got to see some pictures coming out of it. And we arrived Thursday night. My brother lives in Brooklyn. We stayed at his place. So we woke up, and because we were VIP and I had kids, I didn't want them up against the front, so there was no dire emergency to get there. It said that the paths, which is a part of the New Jersey train stuff coming out of New York, was up and running. We took it, and then it only ran to a certain point, and then we had to hop on a bus, and then the bus bussed us to the rest of the way there. But it was okay. I mean, I don't know what time we arrived. If I had to take a guess, I would say 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I'm not sure what time we arrived. And it's not... I mean, when you sit there and you go, oh, this guy's bringing his kids to the concert, I truly love music. And I truly love Korean pop music, as you can see from the website. I love this. I like 2NE1 more than I like Big Bang, but I can tell you some of the Big Bang songs are just perfect. I don't know all of them. I did not know every single one in the concert, but I truly love them. When I was in college, I used to go to the Grateful Dead concerts. I went to 8 of them, and I went to Albany. I went to Long Island, Madison Square Garden a couple times, and then I live in Maine, and I got dropped off 2 hours short of where college is, and then I had to hitchhike back. So it's not uncommon for me to want to go to New York, go to New Jersey for a great concert. This is what I did when I was younger. And when you think about it, being a father and sharing my love for Korean music with them, this is a bonding experience that will be remembered forever. And I did not force Korean pop music on them. I think it was March 2011, I saw Visual Dreams. I saw that one, and then I went to bed, and the next day I woke up, I saw Fire 2NE1, and then I saw one of the Big Bang ones. Can't remember which one it was. So I think those were the 3 videos I showed the kids. Then I turned off the TV and I went to go cook, and I saw my daughter trying to type in the Big Bang on the laptop, so she went searching for it. So this is for them, and it's for me. I had a good time, but the bond we've created over this one common thing creates an environment when they do have a real problem that they can come to me. But, in the Psy Gangnam Style, the day of or the day after, I texted my daughter, I'm like, Psy, check it out and all that. And they told all their friends, and all their friends thought they were crazy. So they are way ahead of the curve, and they know that I told them that, and I thank you guys, especially the Facebook K-pop world out there, for giving me the heads up on it. So this Big Bang concert is something that we will remember as a family forever. So this was a family event. So getting back, and I'm going to come back to that topic in a second here. Getting back to the concert. So at 2NE1, I was like 40th in line, and I arrived at 10:30. I already knew that people were there, I think 1 a.m. the night before at this concert. So it didn't matter to me how far back I was. So when I got there, I quickly went in and got the will call, and we got the 3 tickets, and my kids are so excited. And then we went to use the bathroom in the will call area. So me and my son went, and then we came out. My daughter was still in line, and someone came up and said, 2NE1 USA? And then I can't remember who everyone's name was. I'm like, yeah, I uploaded a video today. I told them and stuff. And then some guy took a picture of me, and he said, I'm going to show my friends this one. So, and then my daughter came out. So the point of the story is I met probably 10 people that knew who I was. And there are some days where this computer is just not working. And a video think that's going to get a lot of hits and not getting a lot of hits. So there's days where it's kind of like, oh, what's going on here? And then there's fun days. So it's kind of fun to actually get out there and see who's actually seeing the video. I mean, there was all older people, younger people, all kinds of different people saying it, and it's fun for my kids to know that people do see my videos. They know how many subscribers, and they really want to get into it. But social media right now is kind of shut off to them, even though my daughter made one video here, which she's got over 3,000 hits, and she checks that a lot. So it's good for my kids to see that some people do like what I did and do in here, and I did, I hope, help some people with the Big Bang here. So it was fun. But then at the same time, there's these two girls, two men, Jonky, who do a lot of reaction videos. So when I saw them, me and my kids were like, that's them. And so I saw them for a second. I'm like, hi, I like your videos. And then I went back to where my kids were. There were other kids there. My kids weren't the only kids there. So meeting people, we got in line, and it's kind of a little confusing. It was a little cold. I had to wear a hat. We ended up being 691st in line, and I kind of went back and forth a little bit, kind of checking on what was going on. It was interesting to see that they had merchandise there because, one, I didn't have any money to buy any merchandise, and at 281, there was no merchandise. So it was kind of neat to see them selling it. I sent my kids into there, and they took some pictures, which I'll share with you later. I like talking to the people. At the 281 concert, it was just me, and I could kind of move around a lot, and I ended up in two different groups of people. So I got to see those two groups again. They were here, and some of them I'm friends with on Facebook. So that's what I like about the concert. You create a community where you get to meet people. People I met on this one that I didn't know before. I didn't get any names or anything like that. And it was more two people here or one person there. And if you look at my 2-in-1 concert experience, that one is going to capture it more because when the other people are talking and you're in that group, you're able to record it more. And here I was more focused on my kids, which is going to make the video recording that I have kind of limited. The people who went to the concert the day before, I heard in the VIP line, it was raining on. The VIP line on the second day, and I don't know if this happened on the first day, this is the wildest part of it. Again, I'm like almost 700th in line, and this is, while we're still out there, all of a sudden, the line starts screaming, and it was like a wave, and it was coming down, and so we looked out, and Big Bang and two vehicles drove by, and the only person I saw was GD in the passenger seat, and he went like this when he drove by, and that didn't happen at 2-in-1, so I didn't expect it to happen, so everyone was just, because you're sitting there and you're like, when is this going to happen? How many hours until we get in there? And all of a sudden they drive by, and everyone was screaming and all that. It was so much fun. The crowd just got so wound up, and that was one long line. And they must have fun doing that when they're driving by, and the crowd goes, ah! And they're like, who'd you see? Who'd you see? Who'd you see? So that was fun. So then they started handing out the wristbands, and it took forever. It was like, is this guy ever going to get here? And so again, me and my kids, I was 691st in line. So eventually we get in, and it says on the outside, no cameras, but when you're in there, you can pretty much get away with the cameras. So we get in there, and my daughter wants to get as close as she can, and they give us the VIP bags, and we get in there for the sound check. I caught the tail end. They weren't dancing on the flash mob. I got them when they were posing for pictures at the end, because we were so far back in the line. I've seen some video of it, and when we were in there, I think outside, and this is where. But wait a minute. So we get in there, we wait. The sound check starts, and it was really cool. We were probably 8 away from the stage, inside the T. The kids were playing with their lights. For the whole concert, I kept my light in because I wanted to focus on the kids instead of waving my light around. And my daughter's like, I want to get closer, I want to get closer. And when they came out, I was actually a little bit confused who was who, because I'm so used to all the hairstyles and with the sunglasses. So for me, for a little bit, I was like, wait a minute, who's who? And I know GD went to the end. I heard that on the night before, he didn't come all the way. He stayed at the top of the stage for the sound check. But we got pretty close, and it was enjoyable. It lasted 35 minutes. I snapped one photo. I think it was GD. So when that was done, I think I knew we weren't going. At that point, we knew we were not going to leave the center. Unlike California, so when you try to think which concert was better. So when we left that, they said if you were a certain number on the wristband, you go up this side, certain number, you go up the other side. So we went up, and then they put us into tubes, and we were in the 600 tube, and then they actually made sure if you were at the beginning of the 600 tube, like 610, you were at the beginning of the list. So then we sat there, and at this time when you're in line and everything, you're talking to all kinds of people, you're meeting all kinds of people, and it was really organized. And I heard the day before it wasn't that organized, so they figured out they needed to get a lot more organized. Plus the VIP, as far as I know, was much more people because the first concert wasn't sold out. And I saw somebody with a wristband of 1,089. I saw someone put a post up that it went as high as 1,200 people. And I was starving. At the 221, the VIPs got to go into the fire lounge, and it was like a movie theater where you could buy stuff. But here we had to sit out on a hard floor, and I did not know there was food. And when I found there was food, line took forever. I got 3 pieces. Oh my God, gave it to my kids. Put on the t-shirt from the VIP package, me and the kids. And so at that point, the kids are excited, but my daughter's like, I want to get closer. I knew my son's legs might hurt because he complains about that. So then we get down, and based off the California concerts, they said if you get to the T, and if you get to the left of the T, that's where Top's supposed to hang out, and my daughter wants to marry Top. So I knew that's where we were going to be, and we were right there. So the concert started, and it was exciting. It was seeing. Oh, before the concert started, they were playing videos, and I got a little bit of that on the which would be on my other video, the experience, and it was so funny because they're playing the songs, and Fantastic Baby, people are all singing along and everything, and I mean this is before the concert started because we had to stand there for like an hour or something, and it was fun. But then they were repeating the videos, and then they played the volume lower, and then you slowly watch the 18,000 people slowly get into the concert. It was all exciting and everything. So they could have got the crowd way more wound up and by playing all kinds of different Big Bang videos. But I think part of the theory is get them excited a little bit, but don't overdo it. And that's why they kept repeating videos, I think, at lower volume. And they're repeating it for new people coming in. So when the concert started, it was exciting. All kinds of stuff was going on. My kids were excited, and when I take my kids on vacation, like Disney World or other places, there's that one moment that sums it all up, and that's the moment that you that forget about everything. That's the moment you take with you. So I'll tell you my daughter's memory, and it was at the sound check. She was like this. And I have not seen that face probably since the Justin Bieber at the Today Show, where he just came and walked by. Like, we didn't even know until like the night before he was going to be there. And that's my moment for my daughter at the sound check, where she's actually singing top and she's actually screaming and loving it to the fullest. And she was just so happy. And I'm like, that's her moment. My son's moment's coming up shortly. At the concert, I love like Pink Floyd, The Wall, and so I don't know, when they were playing the part in the background with all the graphics, and they had a helicopter. I don't know, somehow it reminded me of The Wall. It reminded me, I mean, I'm a different person than the average, Big Bang fan. I just really loved that stuff. The graphics, the sound, the color. I thought that was wicked cool. I really enjoyed that part of it. So the singing and all that's going on, and I often took the time to look around the whole stadium and just look at they call it the Yellow Ocean. It was just so beautiful. And the thing is, yeah, I'm in VIP, and for the most of the concert, we were 10 back, and at the end, we were 8 back, and there was no one really behind us after the concert, halfway through the concert. But I could just tell those people up there, way, way up there, were having a great time. They loved it. But some are joking that the stage looked like something not appropriate, the shape of it, just so you know. So then the Blue song, that one came on, and I didn't have my glow sticks, which I have here, and they were in the back of the car. So and I bought these for Halloween, so I'm going to open one and try it now in tribute. So I'm turning off the lights. Let's see. So this is my blue moment, even though I'm a little bit late on it. So let's see if I can get this one blue. Let's see. So pretend I'm at the concert. Oh, there we go. This is what I would have done at the concert if I found this in the back of my car. I got 3 of them for the kids. And I have to say, the blue thing actually worked out. It actually was a success. Yes, there was a lot of yellow things, but I saw a lot of blue. And I think I filmed a lot with my daughter. Blue, blue. So that's for you, Big Bang. Sorry I'm 4 days late. Blue, blue, blue. I can't sing that song because the only word I know in that song is blue, and that's the only word I know because the rest is in Korean. So moving on. There was a mother next to us, and she was telling my son not to step on her feet, and she kept looking at her watch, and he was getting too close to her with that, and I don't blame her. Her daughter, I think, was in front of her, and she disappeared halfway through it. I don't know what happened with her, but I don't blame her. I mean, but she had the VIP, and I saw a little girl who had to have been like 4 years old in the VIP line, and I wonder if she actually was VIP. I saw the flash mob lady. She was selling shirts before the concert for like $20, so she had some extras. That was tempting. I didn't buy any merchandise because I didn't have any money. I spent it all on this. So then Daesung with the wings stuff was wicked cool, and he flew off to our side. But being an older person, I think a lot about the legal ramifications. If he fell out of that crowd and hurt people, are these people gonna sue him? I mean, he would land on 6 people, injure 2 of them, and I mean, they take such a risk with that. They take a risk throwing things into the crowd. So I think a lot about the legal stuff of people. And the thing is, I've been to a lot of concerts, and I'm a short guy. So my son was in front of me at this concert because I wanted to stay behind him, and I kept bending down because he's literally like this, and he can barely see anything, and he can barely even see the big screen. So I'd get behind him to see where he could see, and I'm like, "Are you having a good time?" And he said, "Yeah." And I mean, he's short. I'm short, and he just couldn't see stuff. So when the crowd kind of settled down halfway through, I got more comfortable. I picked him up, and remember, 11 years old, my short son, pick him up, and then all of a sudden, he can see him, and remember, they're right there, they're very close to the stage, and my son's looking right at them, and he puts up his hand, and he starts to wave at them, and I can only hold him for so long, and then I put him down, and he turns to me, and he's like, "Thank you." And that's my moment with my son where my son was just like, "Wow, you just made it so I could see them." So for the second half of the concert, whenever they were close by, I'd pick him up and he'd be waving. And that's kind of part of the VIP where, oh my God, you're so close to these people. Where you're like, these are the people you listen to all the time, and they're real, and you actually get to see them. So, so now, just to talk quickly about the concert, and I'm going to go through each of the people and what I think. Top, the question, who's my favorite in Big Bang? Top is my favorite. And it's because he's almost kind of mysterious. And that makes me more interested in him. I like his songs, singing. I like his deep voice and stuff. And so then I create this world of where I think Top is a bigger person than he actually is. And so when I actually saw him there, without the hair, without the sunglasses, and not really deep into a song, he actually didn't seem that tall. Like I pictured him as a giant, and then I'm like, he just looks like a Korean guy, and that was a moment for me in the concert where I'm like, they're just guys. And I mean, I'm getting older, and I've seen a lot of celebrities. So it was interesting. Is like when I saw Justin Bieber at the Today Show and they paraded him around, I'm like, he's just a kid, and they were treating him like royalty. So that was my moment with Top, where I was like, now we just see him as just like a Korean guy, but he's my favorite. My favorite moment in the concert was surprising, and it's Seungri. When he sang that VIP song, we going down, 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 down. And it surprised me because, you never know what moment moves you. Like at 2NE1, Bomb, You and I, that was my moment. That's like, And I didn't have any major moment at Big Bang as I did it with 2NE1. But that was my moment because I sit here and I edit the film and all that, or the videos, and that song was Sangre, the VIP, is just a really good song, and I spent a lot of time editing it, and I just don't think I thought he was going to sing it, so it was a surprise for me. So that was probably my favorite moment of the concert, as in, like, I didn't expect that part. I thought that was really cool. And Fantastic Baby, that whenever they play that, the crowd just goes crazy on that. They love that. GD, wait a minute. The best singer, I think, is Daesung. He reminds me of David Archuleta, who was on American Idol here in America. I think his voice is the best, Daesung. Even though I like Top the most, I think Daesung's his voice is different, and the thing is, in America, David Archuleta isn't huge, but my daughter influences me. She bought the album and we listened to it, and he's really good, but he's like studying and stuff. So yeah, I think Daesung was really, really good, and he's really got the moments, even like in Fantastic Baby when he's screaming and all that. He is good. And Taeyong, the dancing, that stuff was good. GD, my GD is he is an entertainer, and it's weird because I try to compare him to Boy George, because you can compare him to Lady Gaga. Boy George just wore different stuff, different makeup and stuff of Culture Club going way back, and then he turned out to be a weird guy kind of in the end. So GD he's just doing such a great job of entertaining. Like, if you look in the video and he has his hat side, like, a little bit on halfway, that was it. That hat was like a nice touch. And he does all kinds of crazy stuff. And when I watch his crayon video and One of a Kind, he keeps changing, and he's entertaining. And I think of me, I'm like, okay, if I was like a Big Bang guy, I'd play it so safe, I feel like. And they must have so much fun with all these images that GD can do. So GD at the end, they had the encore. I think it was after the encore. They loved singing the New York song. In New York. They just loved it. And, they're like, I'm here. I get to sing it. They were, that's what they were waiting for. That they were like, this is our moment. This is when we can sing it. And this is when we're going to do it. I think GD, it almost looked like he was crying. I think he was truly, truly touched. And, and they're promising they were going to come back. They said it was the first time on the East Coast. That must mean for a concert of just them. Because I think I've seen footage of them performing at, maybe it was a YG concert in New York and stuff. And it looked like they didn't want to leave the stage, and they wanted to keep going on and on. And GD had the dragon hat on. So if you were there on Friday the 9th, I'm sitting there with my son holding him up, and my daughter, who said she was elbowing this other girl. So my daughter, she's all good on concerts. She knows how to position herself well. When GD threw that out, that landed probably 2 people in front of us, and me with my son were like, whoa, into the crowd, and so we all kind of moved forward. So that was kind of fun. Was it Daesung who threw the jacket off? That jacket went probably 10 people to my left, and it went in the back. And we were in the back, but we weren't in that back. So, And I kept seeing this girl with a dragon in outfit the whole day, and I didn't even put it together until GD put on his dragon thing. I was like, oh, she was one step ahead of me. During the concert, someone came over to me, and they're like, I know your videos, and I can't, trying to remember her sign, because I wanted to check her website. And it was funny, because in this concert, I was like, I kept saying, oh my god, that's right. This is, a couple times I'm like, this is Korean music. I've listened to the music so much, I forget it's Korean. It's like in my head. I've translated it into my own English words and stuff, so I forget. And and in the concert near the end, they were talking to the crowd, and the part that I remember is Top said something in Korean for like a minute and a half, and when he was done, the crowd went, ah, and I'm like, are there that many Korean people here that know exactly what he said? Because I have no clue. And some people on Facebook are asking for the translation of what he said. I have no idea what he said. And culture-wise, I think that a lot of the people who come to the concert are not Korean. I think they're Asians, Asian people of different kind. People ask me how many people are there. I would say it was probably 80% Asian and 20% not Asian. For my kids, we live up in Maine, and it's a culture shock coming to New York City, and Newark is just the demographics is different. And my kids never sat there and said, oh, it's the same with the KBS. Oh, we're going to a Korean concert. Are we going to understand what they say? They really didn't even say, anything like, wow, there's many Korean people here and stuff. Another thing is, these people had these blue bracelets, and if you used the Galaxy thing outside the concert, you would get this bracelet. I never saw that. Like the VIP people, the earlier ones never even got to see that, and I would have liked that blue bracelet for going in there. So wrapping it up, they went to the Seungri went to see Wicked, and some of them they were New York people. My daughter, the next day we went to Times Square and we went to the museum and everything. But my daughter wanted to go to their hotel and stay there. There's a guy, 207 Paps or something like that. This paparazzi guy is unbelievable. He's got footage of them at the airport, and he gets the best position, and he doesn't even know all their names, which cracks me up. But, you go to a concert, you see them all crazy, doing all their dance, then you see them at the airport. Or you just see Seungri walking around New York City, and you just like, they just, at the airport, they just look like regular guys. And you wonder what they think. I live in America, and I have this illusion that America is great. And I'm meeting people through this K-pop all over the world. I'm talking to some people in Malaysia. When I look at the hits, and I have a lot of friends in the Philippines. And I'm meeting people from all over the world. And I really love America and who we are and what we represent. So it's interesting to wonder, and this is what I think. I don't know if other people think. What goes through their mind when they're like, we're here in America. I know that I think all of music, 60% of the market is here. And if they look at us in a money way, there's a lot of money to make in America. You think about it. Let's just say there was I saw the bracelet, $1,089. 1,000 people in the VIP for that one night. 1,000 times 300 is $250,000 just in the VIP. Let's just add everyone. Let's just say that's $2 million. Times it by 4 concerts, $8 million. And forget the merchandise and all that. There's so much money that was made. So, when I look at these K-pop people, and I think a lot about it in 2NE1, do they love this life? Is this where they want to be? when, do they want to get married, have kids, and live a different life? And I'm still learning about the culture and want to know. And it's fun looking at them at the airport and just seeing them as average people. They hop on a plane. You see the tweets. You see the people. They're gone. They're now in Peru. Taeyong took his hair down. I'm like, whoa, he looks so different. So does it all reset for them now that they're in Peru? Does it start all over? Have they forgotten about us? Were we a huge memory? And I really do believe GD was moved. I was just looking at it. It felt they did not want to leave the stage here in America. So I think we left a lasting impression. But now we're done with LA. We're done with New York, New Jersey. If they come back, it's gotta be Chicago. They got to come to Chicago. Probably, they could do a Canada. You get a lot of people from Canada who come down to Chicago. And I hear people say all the time, Tennessee. So, Chicago and Tennessee is my bet. If you put it in Florida, it's too much in the corner. Tennessee gets that whole southern part. But, I don't know. Big Bang's gone. 2NE1 had their concert. I missed it. I'm going to watch some of the clips. They're gone. Now what do I do? I guess I'm going to have to make another video. So, that was a long video, but I really wanted to share this moment with you because it's a huge moment. It's one of the two biggest K-pop moments of the year for me. I've spent all my money, so there's not going to be another big one for a while. And I would use the word epic. That concert was epic, and it's, to me, it's a huge piece of who I am and my relationship with my kids. And I mean, out of the 18,000 people there, how many are thinking the way I think? Let's just say 5,000 for just that concert. I mean, people can remember forever. I still remember all the Grateful Dead concerts I went to. I remember Pat Benatar, Iron Maiden, 1985. I remember concerts forever, and I will remember this forever. And I hope you guys do too. So it was a pleasure meeting all of you, even if I didn't see you. When I was on the subway going back to Brooklyn, and one of the guys I know from the Facebook, he's like, "Are you Chris Breen?" Even in Manhattan, he recognized me, and my kids, they like that one. So it was an experience, met all kinds of people, and I look forward to the next one. And I look forward to making more videos, Big Bang related, and others for you guys. If you listened to the whole thing, I appreciated it. I appreciate if you did. And I want to hear your story, so share as much as you can with me. See ya. It's Chris from 2NE1USA.com. There's a lot here. There's many websites that you can go to. kpopusa.net. K-pop Reactions is a good one. A lot of people like that one. And video K-pop. If you're just looking for some videos, I picked some that I like. I've been on location, USA, Korea, Hong Kong, Philippines. I've been all over the place looking for K-pop band from MTV. You find interviews, reviews, and you have me as your feature vlogger, and you got Miss C also. Enjoy.